Hey, what's going on? This is Houston, aka Straw Crestone.
And this is Lauren, aka Slextrem.
And guess what we're going to be talking about today? Lauren, list it off.
Favorite character, Sakura. We're going to be
Yay!
going over why we love her. We're also going to be talking about what Kishimoto might have planned for her, what some theories are that people are suggesting as to where she is right now. And we're going to wrap it up with some possible Narasaku moments that we might be expecting later on.
Yeah, I was about to say predictions, but yeah, you pretty much saved it there. So, let's talk about why we love her so much first. Let's start with you, Lauren.
Um, well, there's a lot of reasons to love Sakura.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll start. Let me start because I don't want you to mess up or anything like that. I think one of the reasons I like Sakura so much is because one, she's pretty normal within the cast of rookies. She started off lacking in a lot of departments. I mean, she was really smart and had great chakra control, but other than that, she didn't really have anything going on for her. But that's one thing. I loved her interactions with Naruto and how it progressed throughout the story. That's another thing for me. And I'm really, really happy with how she progressed as a character and how she went from being like a pretty weak individual to being a very, very strong minded and strong individual.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I pretty much love her for the same reasons too. I didn't really like her at first because of how superficial she was, but
I actually like, I mean, I don't know, a lot of people didn't like her at first, but for me, I actually liked her at first. I mean, and then from the beginning, I kind of figured that maybe she and Naruto would get together from the bench scene. The bench scene is what sold me on Narusaku
really?
completely. Yeah, I'm dead serious. Like, I mean, I found it to be really sweet. So, I mean, ever since then, I've been a Narusaku fan through and through.
See, I thought the bench scene was a really cute moment too, like looking back on it. But like when it first happened, I didn't really think too much about it. Mind you, I started off as a Sasu Saku shipper, but
Yeah, you were a Sasuke
yeah, that
fan
changed.
girl.
That changed quickly. Anyway. um, but yeah, no, I started to really like Sakura in the Forest of Death.
Oh man, I got goosebumps during that scene. I mean, given I watched the anime first and then I read the manga afterwards, I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
it was the same thing with you. But yeah, at the Force of Death, that's when I really, really loved her character and I loved the strength that she displayed there. And I thought at that time it was going to be up and up for her, but she kind of was at a standstill for a while
Mm-hmm.
after that, which was pretty unfortunate.
Yeah. Well, like I just feel like that moment was when she stood out as like a normal girl to me. Like, I always considered her a ninja because she's a part of the ninja group, but it's at that moment where you realize, wow, she really doesn't have any kind of jutsus on her own or anything, but look at how brave she is.
Yeah,
She's trying her hardest. She can't really do anything against these guys that have these powerful sound attacks, but she's going to try everything in the book that she knows to keep those guys away from her teammates. And
and she actually landed an attack on the guy, which was pretty impressive considering she wasn't all that strong and she didn't have much training to begin with.
yeah,
So
and she took all those kunais into her body too. Like she just let them all smack her and stuff. Like I would not be able to do that. Don't throw knives at me.
yeah, pretty. I mean, yeah, it was pretty badass though, and I love how she referenced Naruto even at that time, and even Rock Lee. She used him as a source of inspiration and motivation to actually keep on trying to protect them and whatnot. So I mean, even at that time, it wasn't all about Sasuke for her. And before that, what happened? She used Naruto as a reference when trying to snap Sasuke back into shape or whatever when he pretty much froze up.
Yeah, she's been using Naruto as a source of strength actually for a while. Or I shouldn't say she uses him as a source of strength, but she just looks up to him, and I think he
Yeah,
motivates her. Because like even during their bell test, and she's hiding, and then is it during the bell test? I think it is. And there's this panel where she's like blushing and looking at him. And she's like, wow, is that really Naruto?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, like you said, she's always done that. The Kiba fight, the Neji fight. I mean, he's always been a great source of motivation and inspiration for her. So, I mean, that's always been a good thing about like Sakura to Naruto. He's always pretty much been nothing but good for her as far
Yeah,
as like progression.
he
So, yeah.
he really motivates her, and like we really really see that.
In part two.
Well, yes, in part two, I was gonna say during the tuning exams when he's fighting Neji,
Oh
because
yeah,
there's that little part where Sakura's like, I'm kind of jealous of you, so you can tell that she's like, she, how do I say this? She accepts Naruto. She really views him as a strong person, and she probably wants to be like him in terms of strength and ability. She'd want to be on par with him at least.
yeah, but that's the thing right there. I mean, people say that oh, she's a poor character, but given at that time, she wanted to become stronger. So I feel like Kishimoto. I don't like how he pretty much halted that after the Sasori fight.
Yeah, her development kind of came to a standstill. That's something that I don't like. And it's not her fault. This is just how she ended up being written. I feel like she got pushed to the side a lot for
Yeah,
the sake of developing Naruto and Sasuke. Like, and she had so much potential too, as far as development goes. Like, we haven't seen her being able to summon the slugs yet. But like Naruto and Sasuke are able to summon snakes and frogs.
exactly. Yeah, yeah.
Um,
And we haven't seen her gain anything over the whole course of part two at all. I mean, sleeping bombs and what was it? Sleeping bomb bombs and poison kunai. I don't consider that progression in skill really. I mean, it's all right, but it's not like a whole new jutsu or anything like that. But I mean, it's pretty unfortunate, and she just happens to be the only girl in the team. And even Kakashi, he's gained what was that? Did he gain? I mean, his move set. I mean, the skill increased, and it's pretty lame that the main heroine doesn't really gain anything. So
yeah, Kakashi got an upgrade with his Sharingan. He can use the Mangekyo, and now he's better at moving things into that other dimension.
yeah,
So
so yeah,
yeah, it sucks that she hasn't really had anything yet. And like you said, like Kishimoto could say, "Oh well, I gave her poison kunai and whatever," and oh, she punched that Zetsu clone that one time, and she was able to figure it out all on her own how it works and stuff. But it's like, we already knew she's smart. We already knew that she can make poisons and stuff, and she can make smoke bombs. That's nothing new. That's not
exactly.
exciting at all. That'd be like saying, "Oh well, Naruto got an upgrade. He knows how to write explosive tags now." Like, it's ridiculous. I want to see her get something.
Yeah, anything. All right, so wait, that goes with the personal opinion of Sakura, right?
Yeah.
Why we love Sakura. What do you think Kishimoto has planned for Sakura? Okay, let's go there. What do you think he has planned for her now?
That's really hard to say. Like, I felt like ever since she arrived, he's had something in mind for her. Well, I felt that way ever since the whole Obito Rin thing, just because there's a
Yeah,
parallel there. But even if that doesn't happen, I still feel like he has something planned for her, just because he's remembered to include her in every single chapter since the Alliance arrived. Now, her parts have been really small, but he's always remembered to show where she is and what she's doing up
yeah,
until chapter 616. And we see this reaction shot of her in 615, whether that's a reaction shot to Hinata or if something has happened, I don't know what, but we see her give this like shocked expression and then suddenly she's gone.
yeah. I wonder if that is gonna play into when she comes back, but ultimately, yeah, I think he does have something planned for her because of the reasons you listed, and I mean the main thing is I don't know. I don't like. I'm at this point. I'm really, really like really tired of waiting to see her do something because we shouldn't have to wait this long for her to actually be relevant to the plot. And yeah, I mean it's frustrating at this point because I mean throughout the whole war we've rarely seen her. We've seen more of other characters, secondary characters. It's not just one character. It's more secondary characters. We've seen more of them. I mean more of them and really, really like less of her. And when we do see her, it's not much, and we're throwing her thinking about Sasuke or whatever, and it's pretty annoying that even after everything that's happened, we still get glimpses of her thinking about this guy, and really nothing of her thinking about Naruto. I know, I'm not saying that. He's pretty much milking it, but still, like, he pretty much pushed it all the way to the side. So now we're not even giving really interactions between Naruto and Sakura at this point, which is pretty sad. But when it does come back into the come back into the manga, or whatever, I think it's gonna be pretty big. So
Yeah, I think he's got something big planned for her, and like you said, it doesn't really excuse how he's ignored her. Like throughout this whole war arc, when this war first started, like you and I have talked about this before, we were
yeah.
really excited to see what was going to happen with her because there was a lot of potential there. I
Oh
think
yeah,
one of her handicaps is the fact that she's given this
super
superhuman
strength.
strength. So if she's ever going to be
Yeah,
in a fight with someone,
one hit KO.
yeah, it's a one hit KO. So it's like, what can he do exactly? Because like he's going to have to put her up against someone that he's either okay with killing off or
Or
someone
they
that
have
can't
some type
die.
of yeah, they have
Yeah.
some type of like super strong skin or something like that they can't deal. They can tank the punches, but
Yeah.
that's one thing. And then this medical ninjutsu, these rules, that's another thing. So he pretty much put a huge lock on her, saying, okay, well, I have an excuse not to use her as much as Sasuke or Naruto, which is
Yeah.
pretty crappy in my opinion.
Yeah, that has held her character back a lot, I think. And but like going into this war, I had expectations for her because now they're not fighting people that instantly die if she were to hit them. She's fighting Edo Tensei, where if she hits them, they would just, I don't know, heal
Bounce back
themselves,
up. Yeah,
regenerate.
no, yeah, exactly. I was happy because personally I felt this story was made for Sakura because she I mean her she could punch him, but ultimately she couldn't really kill him. So that was my opinion on that. And like you, throughout the war, I thought that she was going to be able to fight because these guys are dead and they'll be able to tank her punches. So I'm like, okay, well, now we're going to see her actually getting like a full blown fight again. But no, we get her in the middle of a formation at the beginning, and next thing you know, we see her in a tent, and it doesn't make any sense. Like, what the hell? So we get her fight cut off. We get her in a tent afterwards, and not a lot is going on with that. And we see her doing what we know she can do. It's okay to see her. It's nice seeing her be a medical ninja or whatever, but that's not all she is in my opinion, because we've seen her like fight, and we've seen like she can handle herself. So it was pretty frustrating. And then this huge gap. I figured that within this huge gap we see something new from her, because it has been a long time since she's fought, and she hasn't really had to use any like new move set or anything like that, because she hasn't been in like a big fight. So I thought that we would see something with that, but unfortunately we haven't seen anything yet. I don't know if we're going to see anything in the future. I hope we will. Maybe we won't, but all in all, I'm still pretty frustrated with how he's handled her character. So yeah,
Yeah, I think we will see more of her in the future, but like I said, this doesn't, even if he gives her
it's
like this really amazing moment, it doesn't make up for the fact that he kind of just like shoved her off to the side for everyone else. And
yeah.
like, I think the most frustrating part about this whole war thing was having to see her back in the tent, definitely, because like I remember you and I were so excited when we saw that she was going to be
Oh
put on
man,
Kakashi's team. We're like, "Oh my gosh, she's actually fighting this time. This is great." And we had all of
yes,
these different ideas like which Edo Tensei she might be up against. Like we thought maybe
Chio,
Chio, or like if she would play a part in sealing
Sasori,
Zabuza and Haku,
yeah.
Sasori maybe, yeah, but it's just frustrating because she's just standing there. She goes from being in a formation on Kakashi's team to suddenly in the medical tent. And it's like, no, what happened? Why?
no, no,
Doesn't
no
even make sense.
flashback or
No,
anything.
it's
It
just like
didn't.
Kishimoto's like, oh crap, I didn't mean to stick her there. Well, I'll just
Oh,
pretend
oh,
she
oh,
was in the
oh.
tent.
Yeah, she's there now. Oh,
So
going nothing.
that was
So
so frustrating to deal with. And then especially frustrating seeing all of these other side characters getting fight scenes and then
Oh
knowing
my
that she's
god,
just in the
dude.
tent. Like,
And they were boring. I mean, some of them were boring. Like I did not want to see any of the what are the cloud ninja? I don't really want to see them fight that much, but we seen them fight. We saw Choji fight again. Oh yeah, his moment. I mean, his fight was boring too. Like I didn't get a thrill out of his fight for some reason. And we got Sasuke fighting what's his name? Kabuto.
mm-hmm.
And yeah, and then we're back at him again.
Yeah.
And I don't like how, I mean, Sasuke gets so, I mean, I'm talking about Sasuke for a moment, sorry, but I do not like how he gets so much development, and how I mean, the story seems to like revolve around him for some reason. Like he has more stuff going on with him than Naruto does, and it seems like Naruto is always like in this wishy-washy like state or whatever. I mean, like one minute he's like top notch, next minute he's, oh well, my resolve is shaking a little bit. Oh, I need someone to pick me up. And recently, oh my God, this I cannot believe like his resolve was shaken from that moment, and it was forced. It took Hinata it felt forced to me, like seriously. And now with Sasuke, he's meeting Minato and the first, second, and third Hokage again, and I mean, it kind of makes you think, wow, if Naruto really doesn't have anything going on for him, really, because I mean, all he's worried about is saving Sasuke. I mean, and saving the ninja world. But I mean, it's not really interesting when you think about it.
Yeah, well, the story is definitely about Sasuke more than it is about Naruto. Like, Sasuke's the one that gets to go and journey and,
Yeah, his even though I don't like him, I mean, his story is unfortunately more interesting, and it is quite sad considering he isn't the main character. And I at this point I don't even like how Sakura and Naruto's character revolves around him so much. It's pretty saddening. And I hope that she doesn't become relevant only when he comes back, because I would be pretty pissed off, because she didn't do anything in the war and now she's getting all of this panel time, and she'd likely get pushed to support as well, not
yeah,
doing anything. So
that's one thing. I really do not want her focus to turn up whenever Sasuke, if he gets there, like if he shows up. I don't want it to be about Sasuke. Like, for once, I just want her development to be about her, you know?
exactly, like it's ridiculous. Like I just and we don't even know much about her as it is. Like
Yeah,
it's
like at least with Road to Ninja, we finally learned who her parents are, And it sucks that that was through a movie. It couldn't have been in the
and
actual manga.
I don't even like the excuse that he didn't have time, because he had time to show off Shikamaru's parents and everybody else's parents, but he didn't have time to show off Sakura's parents. I mean, he could have taken a panel or two to show her coming home after a mission or something like that, and being welcomed by her parents. So the excuses he comes up with, they don't fly with me at all.
Yeah, and again, I think that might have something to do with his editors, possibly, or just him, feeling the need to put more focus on other characters. And like, it's a crappy excuse, but I think that's really what happened.
It could be,
Originally,
but
I think originally he had bigger plans for her. I think he was going to make her more on par with Naruto and Sasuke, not as strong as they are, obviously, but just like
yeah,
closer to
exactly.
being on par with them than she is right now. And you can see that like in his color spreads that he has from part one. There's different ones that
Yeah,
shows the Team 7 parallel to the Sanin, where she's on a slug or she has a slug on her shoulder, and she's always got this big axe with her. So like, back in part one, people were thinking like, okay, she's gonna get an axe for an upgrade, and you know, she never got either of those upgrades. She can't summon slugs and she doesn't have a weapon of her own. But Naruto, who is shown with the frog and with the big scroll, got both of those. And Sasuke, who was shown with the snake and his katana, also got both
got
of
it.
those. So I
Yeah,
think originally he had plans to give her more than what she has, but I don't know, he probably just felt like it was more important to develop Sasuke and Naruto's story and their powers and whatever, and probably just didn't have enough time for her. And that's really depressing to think about. But
Yeah, I would hope. I mean, because the color spreads in part one were pretty epic, and I mean, it did give off the illusion that, oh well, eventually she's going to. I mean, it was set up that way. Like, it was set up to where, okay, Naruto was the source of motivation for her, so she wanted to get stronger. Um, at the end of part one, we see that, okay, now she's about to train. So in part two, we're like, okay, now we're gonna see she's gonna get a nice big upgrade. I mean, she got a nice big upgrade, but it wasn't what people expected. But it was enough at that time. But I mean, after that, I expected her to, get stronger. But I mean, like you said, I it just halted, and editors might have played a part in that. I don't know, or he didn't have time for it. But I mean, he could have easily off-paneled the progression like he did with Sasuke. Because I mean, a lot of the stuff Sasuke has, it was off-panel, like the bird.
hmm
Didn't he summon a bird or something?
yeah,
That
he got
when
hawk
the hell did
summons.
he? When the hell did this happen? Like seriously.
Yeah,
But yeah, like,
see, at this point, I think if he's gonna give Sakura any kind of upgrade, it's gonna have to be a butt pull where he'll just pretend, oh, she trained off panel, yeah, and then now she has this, or
I
like,
mean, like it wouldn't be a big one though, in my opinion, because
no, it would
like I
have to
said,
be something small. I think maybe she might get the ability to summon slugs, but
that's not good enough.
that's not good enough. I think she
No, I
might get
mean,
that ability, but like honestly, it seems really illogical for her to get some kind of really powerful upgrade without a time skip.
I'm not expecting her to get like a super uber powerful upgrade, but I'm expecting some sort of upgrade, and then matched with the chakra she'll get from Naruto. I mean, even her punch is would be pretty epic. So, I mean, whatever she gets or whatever she has now that we haven't seen is gonna get knocked up in skill thanks to the chakra that she'll get from Naruto. So I'm pretty excited regardless. Hopefully she does something. I think she will whenever the story focuses. I mean, pushes back, and I'm actually happy now that it seems like this Sasuke story isn't going to be that long because he went through all the Hokages in what one chapter. So hopefully it maybe two more chapters, three chapters max, and then we're back to Naruto. I don't know. But
Um, yeah, I'm thinking like the thing with the Hokages is probably gonna last. Considering we haven't had a flashback yet, I'm crossing my
I hope.
fingers that it's only gonna last like another chapter and maybe a half of the one that comes after that, and then we go back to the Alliance. Um, so anyway, I think we can move on to our next topic now.
Yeah, we should. We're rambling at this point.
Yeah. All right, so our next topic is what are some of the theories going around about her location? And what do you think about them?
Let's
There's a
see.
couple of them. I think
One, she's with Tsunade. I don't too much. I mean, I don't have a problem with it, but I don't want it. And yeah. And then
I
there's one that
have
she says, yeah, go.
okay, about Tsunade, I have a couple of different issues with the whole her being with Tsunade thing. There's a bunch of plot holes with that theory, and it's not like he can't do it because he's done plot hole Nujutsu before. Um, but it just would be so illogical. It just wouldn't be realistic, if he were to do this. And so that's probably why I wouldn't enjoy it if it did happen. But
Yeah,
number
I
one
remember this.
problem, she doesn't have a way to find out that Tsunade is in trouble. And some people have said, oh, well, she'll get reverse summoned. That's what her shocked expression was in 615. She was being reverse summoned, but she doesn't have a contract with the slugs. So that's problem number one, plot hole number one. And I know it could be shown later on, like, oh no, this is to show that she does have a contract with them, but I don't know. I think that's just a really big butt pull. Anyway, um,
Low chakra from Tsunade. I
yeah,
think you said that one.
yeah, she has.
Yeah.
Tsunade's like on the brink of death. She doesn't exactly have the chakra to summon Sakura. I don't know if Katsuya could summon her instead, but she like doesn't have arms, I don't know if slugs can even summon anything, but anyway, um then people are suggesting that, oh, well, she'll heal Tsunade when she's there. I don't think that's possible either, given that Tsunade is literally split in half right now, and it's not a clean cut, and her, like, the bottom half of her body is, like, who knows how far away from the top half, and it'd
That
just be,
that that cut is clean for a tree. I mean, I did not know a tree can split you in half
yeah,
and
me neither.
without smashing your body. It's retarded.
Yeah, that was really bizarre. But I just don't think that she has the ability to heal Tsunade, at least not on her own. Like maybe if she had Shizune with her, but I can't see Sakura being able to heal that severe of an injury without completely depleting all of her chakra in doing so, which would leave her incapable of continuing to battle later on. Um,
Yeah.
and then some people have said, like, oh, well, if she'll go to Tsunade and witness Tsunade's death, and Tsunade will give her an upgrade. And, you know, I really want to see Sakura get an upgrade, some kind of new power up, but honestly, that's like the lamest thing I've ever heard. Like, I don't know if it's even possible for Tsunade or for anyone to pass powers through someone to someone else. Like,
I've never heard of that in this before.
me neither. And it would just seem so lame, like, oh, Sakura, all of a sudden now you know my power because I touch you with my finger. Take that. You know,
I'll touch your forehead and my powers will just go through you
it just
and you'll
doesn't
be a
make
new
sense.
person.
It doesn't make sense. Oh yeah, and she'll completely know how to use them all properly for sure, because that's just how it works, right?
Oh no, it's a manual
Oh,
in her head. Yeah, when you get touched by the power, a manual comes in your head and you just know. It's like it's pretty amazing.
like even if he were to do that, I'd assume she'd need chakra to transfer something like that, you know? And Tsunade's already decided she's gonna use up the last bit of her chakra to have Katsuyu heal the other Kages. So it's like she doesn't even have the chakra to be able to do a power transfer, assuming you would need it to do a power transfer, because I've never seen this done before, but I don't know. Anyway, the next problem is, okay, she gets this power. Now she's who knows how far away from the fight. So she doesn't
Oh
get to
man.
use it. She has to run all the way back. Maybe the battle's going to be over by the time she gets there, you know? It's so. I just don't see the point in making
Pulling
her
her
go
away from
all
there.
the way over there and then have to come all the way back just to get a power up. It seems really lame in my opinion.
Yeah, and
It's like
then
unnecessary.
I mean that would probably mess up her. I don't know. Like with Naruto for a while, he was pretty upset that Jiraiya had died in the first place. So who knows if it would be good for her, like morale or whatever. At this point, at this moment, because she might end up like Naruto was a couple of chapters ago, and start feeling pretty badly or whatnot, and have somebody have to snap her out of it, and no one
Yeah,
will.
that would be absolutely traumatizing having to see your sensei completely split in half, you know? And I mean,
Yeah,
it's not like she's a medic, so yeah, I'm sure she's used to seeing really bad injuries, but like, come on now, that's Tsunade. I've always thought of Tsunade as like similar to Sakura's mother, you know,
yeah,
with how close they are, and having to see that and then watch her die, and we're assuming she's going to be able to just get up and fight again. Like even Naruto had to take a moment where he just broke down after Jiraiya died, like you said. So, I
yeah,
just can't see her
yeah.
being
I
ready
can't.
to fight after something like that.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen. And then it's pulling her away from Naruto at this point, which is pretty lame in my opinion.
Well, yeah, that's the other thing too, is like she's in a fight right now, and Tsunade must know she's at war, probably healing other ninja that need her help at the moment. Um, she should know not to pull her away from that because she could be in a pretty grave circumstance or something, or just like doing something that's really important for the other people that are fighting. So I would assume that
Exactly.
Tsunade would know not to pull her away. But anyway, it could happen. It would be a extreme butt pull, but it could happen. Anyway, so that's one theory. Um, Another one,
Kamui.
Kamui, yeah. I actually like that theory, just because it makes Sakura sound like a total badass. I really don't think it's gonna happen though, just because. Kishimoto's not really known for giving Sakura these really awesome moments. So, but
He gave him to her in the Sasori fight, but
yeah,
that's it. That's about it.
yeah, he
I
like
mean, he probably
recently he's not known for doing that.
yeah, he's pretty lame now.
But
But yeah, I mean, I think if she is in Kamui, I think she's not in there alone like you want her to be. I think she's in there with a couple of people, not a couple of people, maybe an army.
okay, but like I don't know what she would do with an army in there because Sakura's got the strength of an army. Like one
Okay,
punch.
exactly. I mean, she has what I mean,
all
an
it would
army of
take all it would take is one punch from Sakura. And like this is why I can see this being what's going on with her is because the last time we saw her, she was beside Kakashi. Then she's suddenly gone in 616. In 617, we have Kakashi remembering his discussion with Shikaku, where he's saying, hey, yeah, if I have the Kyuubi cloak, I'd be able to move larger objects into that dimension. And then Sakura's suddenly gone, right? So no one
yeah.
knows where she is, but she was last seen beside Kakashi. And it makes sense because she has these fists of death. So if she is in that dimension and Obito decides he's gonna dodge an attack by moving his body into that dimension, all it takes is one punch.
And what did we talk about before? I mean, what if the punch part of his body comes back? What is
You'd have like a big hole in him. But like
that'd be
it would be
crazy.
the perfect way to take out Obito, you know,
if, if it would take him out. I mean, I
if
don't
it
think he
would.
would give her. I don't think he would give her the pleasure of dealing the game-winning blow. Unfortunately, even though it would be unexpected and pretty damn epic, I don't see it. I
That's
mean, it
my
would be nice.
downfall with it. Is like it
It would
just
be nice. It would be nice if she and Naruto finished him off
that would be
along
pretty
with
cool.
Kakashi. I don't, yeah, that would be pretty
I
amazing.
don't know. I guess like that's the one downfall I see with it is like I don't think she's gonna get to deliver the final blow or have like that important of a role in this fight just because he's not known to give her something um
Big,
that big. Yeah, he
yeah,
just doesn't do that. If anyone's going to be beating Obito, I think it's either going to be Naruto or
or
Kakashi, because
Kakashi,
that makes
yeah,
more sense. But anyway,
or
the theory is possible. I I would absolutely love it if he did it, but I really don't think he will. So
people. And oh, another one is people say she might just be healing a fallen ninja.
yeah, this is probably the most realistic thing. She doesn't show up in the group picture, but a lot of other characters didn't either. And I think maybe it's just because he forgot about her, and that makes me so sad to think about. But that's the most realistic possibility is that he's just having her heal Ninja Foddernin until it's her time to shine. Which, again, even if she gets this amazing moment during her time to shine, it still doesn't make up for ignoring her or sticking
But the
her
thing
like in
is
the corner.
that that doesn't tell. I mean, that doesn't explain why Sai wasn't in the group of people when they attacked. So I'm gonna be optimistic and think that she's going to be on the offensive, like really soon. And like I think she might be like in a team attack. Like I said before, she might be with Sai and Shizune, or just Sai, and they're about to make a combo attack. I don't know.
Yeah, that's another theory there too that she's with Sai on his bird up in the air and she's about to drop kick the
Oh
the
God, no,
Chubi.
no, no. I could see her like coming down with the fucking punch and the ground like erupts. That would be so fucking. I would cry tears of joy
Could you
because
imagine her punching with that QB cloak? She would shake
oh my
the
God,
earth. The earth would shake. It'd probably move a little too.
shift. It would shift. It would shift.
But yeah, I don't know if that's really possible though, just because we don't see Sai go and pick her up at all. And I know like people will be like, "Oh, well that's because it's to cause suspense because no one knows where she is." But like it just seems kind of funny
Random.
that yeah, just random that oh, and by the way, out of the blue, Sai's gonna drop down and pick Sakura up off panel so that they can go up into the sky.
But imagine her coming down with this punch on a Juby.
Oh yeah, that would be
That that
epic.
would be beautiful because one, this is a big ass target, and she's known to fucking trample over big targets. Like, let's go with that summon, for instance, the centipede. Yeah, that's one thing. But if she attacked the Juby with the cloak, that Juby is going to fucking fall, and I don't think it's going to. It's gonna be a damn near one hit KO in my opinion if she does land a hit on it because her punches are nothing. I mean, to be you can't.
Yeah, you can't
I
joke about her punches.
Yeah,
Well, like, I
it's.
mean, she punched Pain's summon, which was this gigantic centipede. She punched it into
I
the
just
moon.
said that.
Did you?
Yes, I said I was just talking about the centipede. Yes, she punched the centipede and it was over, and the centipede was pretty damn big.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, are you laughing right now? Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
am. I'm sorry. Uh, okay. So yeah, I know it'd be really cool if that happened.
yeah,
I would love for her to get a moment like that, but I just don't know if it's possible.
it's anything is possible
Well,
with
I
this.
know it's possible. It would just seem that's another one that's kind of like, oh, really? Just because
Yeah,
I
we.
can't see Sai like out of the blue. Sai suddenly drops down from his bird because the last time we saw him, he was up in the sky with Killer Bee. So he suddenly drops down from his bird and then picks up Sakura all of a sudden, and then flies back up into the sky. I know it could be part of the plan, and Shikaku told him to do that, but like it just, I don't know. To me, it just
I
seems
don't.
kind of lame.
I don't know. I wonder if Shikaku even did the play-by-play. I mean, that would be pretty crazy if he did, like, because that would require a lot of time to actually push out the message. I'm surprised that he actually delivered the message to not Ino. I mean, Shikamaru and Kakashi. I don't think he delivered it to everyone though,
I
unless
think
they all heard a message.
No, I think it was the entire alliance that picked up on that message because Inuichi was giving the message out to the whole army, is what I thought. So all of them would have heard whatever the.
I know, yeah, that, but still, like that, telling them about I mean, telling Kakashi about the plan, and then telling Shikamaru, and then telling Sakura.
Yeah.
There's a bit much. I mean, at this point, I wouldn't mind if she improvised something. It would be pretty crazy.
Yeah, it'd be cool if she decided to do something on her own without it having to be part of the plan.
Yeah,
Because, yeah, you're right. It doesn't really make sense for Shikaku to have enough time to relay all of these details to everybody. But
every
I don't
single
know.
yeah.
I don't know. 5 minutes in the anime world seems like 5 hours. So,
Yeah, that's pretty darn crazy in my opinion. But yeah, you have a point.
uh,
But I mean, yeah, I hope she does become I wouldn't mind her being in the sky or in Kamui. Hopefully, she becomes relevant really soon. Well, I wouldn't mind her, flashing out of the sky, screaming Shanaro, punching this fucking Juby on top of its head and sending it crashing into the ground, making a huge crater, erupting a volcano out of no freaking way, and just a lot of stuff happening. It would be pretty amazing in my opinion, but
yeah,
yeah,
I would
uh,
like it to happen, but I just I want it to be executed in a way where it looks like
legit.
legit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's another theory that's going on about her? I think that she's with Sasuke. That's what some people are guessing is
No
she's with
comment.
Sasuke.
I'm not even going to discuss that because it's so stupid. Okay, she has a track on Sasuke apparently because she knows he's in Konoha, so she's going to Konoha. Um, she's going to run into Karen, and they're going to have a huge orgy with Sasuke
An
because they
orgy.
love him.
Oh my gosh.
It's ridiculous because how would she know he's there for one?
Yeah, that's the big question with that.
Did she smell him? I mean, she smelled him.
This is people just having wishful thinking here. Like, okay, she's in the middle of a war. She has no way of knowing where Sasuke is right now. Just because we see him doesn't mean she knows where he is too. Uh, she has no way to keep track of him or anything like that. She just doesn't know. Naruto doesn't even know.
And then she'd be going against her word.
Yeah, she said that she was gonna fight with Naruto. And so, oh, sorry, Naruto, I can sense Sasuke over in Konoha, so I'm just gonna pick up all my crap and boogie on out of here.
Go. You can have Hinata. Hinata can help you. I mean, she has a lot of no jutsu now, so yeah.
Yeah, no, this is
You
just
know,
wishful thinking from some fans.
yeah, that's just pathetic in my opinion. But that's not even one worth delving into. We're gonna
No.
cut that one short at by crappy theory or whatever. So was that the last theory we heard of?
That's the last one I've heard of. I don't know if anyone has anything else. Like he could definitely do something else if he has her healing fodder in. Um, I don't know if he's gonna just like suddenly put the spotlight on her and then oh she's gonna do something. Or some people think that maybe that whole Obito Rin Naruto Sakura parallel is gonna happen and maybe that'll be her moment to shine. I don't want it to be though. I would like her to have a moment that is all on her own, that doesn't have to do with Naruto or Sasuke or anyone else. I just want her to have her own moment.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, at this point, it's not even about couples. It's mainly for me about her getting her
Yeah.
moment. So I don't know. I don't. It got annoying when people kept telling us to be patient because we've been patient
Since the start of the war, which was
yeah
like 2 years ago or something.
for years practically, and it's a little annoying at this point. So it's not, I
Yeah.
mean it's not about being jealous of Narahina development or anything like that. It's more so about us
Oh, yeah.
getting to see our heroine do something. It's pathetic that we have to constantly wait over and over again.
Yeah, and he keeps giving us things where he's like, oh no, she is the heroine. She is, trust me. Like that one color spread. But then he doesn't have her do anything. And that's the most
Yeah, I mean,
frustrating part.
exactly. I'm like, what's the point of the color spread if you're not? I mean, I don't need reassurance. I know who the heroine is. I just want you to deliver, and that's it.
Yeah.
So deliver.
Yeah, so that's what
So
I'm waiting on. Honestly, I don't give a crap what kind of development Naruto and Hinata get. I already believe Naruto and Sakura are cement at this point. I have no doubt
yeah,
in my
I've always
mind.
felt that way.
Because Naruto hasn't shown any affection for Hinata, even with the hand holding. We find out in the very next chapter that he only did it to transfer chakra. And, people are like, oh, well, he held hands with her for a really long time and it was really intimate and stuff. And it's like, you know, I get 615 was a really nice moment for Naruto and Hinata, and it was good development for Hinata, but you still don't see the feelings coming from Naruto, and that's just the fact you have to face. Because in the very next
Exactly.
chapter, he explains, well, at least Kurama explains that, you know,
I'm
sorry for
sorry it
the
took so
holdup.
long.
Sorry for the holdup. I had to charge my chakra. So there's your explanation as to why he held hands with her for a bit longer than everyone else. And two, it seems like it's long to us because we had to take a 3-week hiatus afterwards.
Yeah.
But in the Naruto world, that was not 3 weeks of hand holding. That was like maybe like 10, 30 seconds, who knows. And as soon as he's done transferring chakra, he lets go of her hand and goes and holds hands with Shikamaru and everyone else. And I know that it's not as intimate with Shikamaru and everyone, but fact still stands that the only reason why he held her hand was to transfer his chakra. And,
And then it says that okay, when he said he'd never let go of his hand, he was not talking about Hinata. He was most likely talking about Neji.
yeah, that was. I still think that's an editor's note, but you're right. It's not talking about Hinata necessarily. I personally think it's Neji, because like you get the panel where he's closing his other fist,
Yeah,
and it sort of looks like he's holding hands with Hinata on one side and Neji on the other, and the whole "I'm never letting go of this hand" is meaning like I'm never letting go of my bond that I have with Neji. Even though he
exactly.
just passed away protecting me, I'm not going to forget him. And we even see that in
In future chapters,
yeah, because
is
he's like
he's
Neji
talking about
staying
it.
in my heart. So like,
So
yeah, that I'm not worried at all about 615. I was at first when it first came out, but after getting 616, it's like, no, that's nothing. That's
and
nothing new.
yeah,
It's nothing new. All Naruhina moments are the affection is coming from Hinata to Naruto, and we never get Naruto returning the love at all. It always seems like a coach talking to like his little league player that's all, self-conscious and doesn't really believe in themselves and so he's giving a pep talk. It never feels like he's being like, "Oh, I love this girl." It just
Yeah.
feels like he's giving her a pep talk or like, yeah, good job.
Yay. Okay. Now,
Yeah.
yeah, it's pretty much that. I mean, and then he's very careful with his wording when it comes to their interactions too. Like, he made sure that he didn't show any returning of the feelings from Naruto to Sakura. I mean, not Sakura, but Hinata. So
Yeah. Yeah, he never
it's
ever
pretty much
shows the returning of the feelings ever. So, I
it's
mean,
just
I
one
just,
sided.
yeah, I think people are making the same mistake that Narasaku fans made when they assumed that Sakura was over Sasuke.
Hmm.
Because we never got proof that she was over Sasuke. We had evidence that could show that she has had a change in feelings, but we never had her say, hey, I'm done with my feelings for Sasuke. So we went along assuming that she no
Yeah, that
longer
was our
loved him, and then we got 540. And I think that's one of the reasons why that chapter was a really hard hit for our fandom, is because we all assumed she was over Sasuke at that point.
Yeah, I definitely did. I felt pretty dumb, but I mean, ultimately, it doesn't change the fact that I mean, there was a change in feelings, but it was more so Sakura than Naruto.
Yeah, I think there has been a change of feelings. I think she isn't aware of them yet, or she's just becoming aware of them herself. I think that's part of what her facial expression in 615 is about, just her becoming aware of her own feelings for Naruto.
Yeah,
But yeah, like, and I mean, with 540, you have to keep in mind just because it says she still loves Sasuke, it doesn't mean that she
doesn't mean
doesn't
she
have
doesn't
feelings
love
for
Naruto.
Naruto.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
her facial expression in that chapter, like, come on. You can tell she's not happy about it at all. And people are like, oh, well, it doesn't matter because she loves him no matter what. He's tried to kill her 3 times now and she still loves him. And it's like, okay, but like, look at her facial expression. She's obviously coming to
Yeah,
terms with the fact that Sasuke's a different person than what she thought he was.
and just like you said with six, was it 616,
Yeah.
where they showed, yeah, that one panel. I personally felt that, like you, it was mainly maybe her, coming to the realization. I mean, being jealous of Hinata doing something that she's always, fighting to do. I mean, it's not like she doesn't do it already, but she always wants to help Naruto in a major way.
Hmm.
So maybe she's jealous of that, Hinata being able to, get him back in the right state of mind or whatever. So
Yeah, that's what I felt like. It felt like she was, you know, just suddenly like really aware of the fact that Hinata has feelings for Naruto, and it didn't look like she liked it at all.
yeah,
So,
exactly. I feel like at that moment is she's in Naruto's shoes when it came to her and Sasuke, or how she was towards Sasuke.
yeah, definitely. So yeah, that's why I'm not really worried about the whole Naruhina thing. Like, it's great that they have development now that's happening for like Naruhina fans. It's great, but like, I really don't think that has cemented their pairing at all. I don't think it's canon, and I think they're going to be very disappointed in the future because
Exactly.
I have a feeling that Kishimoto is just doing this as a red herring.
Yeah, he's milking it.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like in part one, Naruto always says he wants Sakura to be happy, but I mean, at the end of the day, he wants to be with her. Like when she hugged him in the hospital,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was bittersweet for him. And like now with Sakura, when she found out that Hinata did it for Naruto, it seemed like it was bittersweet for her.
Yeah.
And now with
Hand holding.
yeah, it's bittersweet. So I mean, I mean, I'm pretty sure she wants him to be happy, but ultimately, I mean, if he did end up with Hinata in some crazy parallel world or something like that, she wouldn't be all that happy at first, and I feel like it would be the same thing with Naruto.
Yeah.
He wouldn't be about it.
No, they would
And
both be hurt. I definitely think they would be hurt.
but I think I don't know if a lot of people agree or not, but I think if Naruto ended up with Sakura, Hinata wouldn't be as mad or as pissed off as people would think she would. I mean, she seems like the type of person, for me personally, that would get over it like quickly.
Some people
Because
treat her like she's this fragile little thing. Like
yeah, like she
she'll
can't live without him, but I think she can. I
I
really
think
think she can.
proof that she can is during the hug
With
scene.
the hug, say she didn't even. She smiled at him.
She was smiling, and she was happy to see that he's happy. And I mean, you compare the hug scene to the hand holding. You have reactions from both girls. One is smiling happily at Naruto hugging the other female, whereas in the other situation, you have Naruto holding hands with the other girl, and Sakura's like,
Get the fuck
wait a
off.
minute, what's going on? She does not look happy at all. So I
Not at all.
think that right there is an indication that, if Narasaka were to happen, I don't think it would bother Hinata all that much because I think ultimately she's more concerned about Naruto being happy.
Yeah, her love isn't as deep
No.
as
She hasn't really tried to pursue him at all in a romantic sense. I think
exact.
I
Yeah,
think she
yeah.
just admires him more than she actually loves him. I'm not trying to downplay her love for him because I understand she does love him, but I think a lot of it comes from just her
The
admiration of
surface.
him. Yeah.
It's more of a surface
It's a
love, in my
surface
opinion.
love. Yeah, because she hasn't really done anything to get to know him or, learn about him personally. She looks up to him because of his Nindo. His
Yeah,
Nindo is what's inspired her, but like she hasn't tried to do anything to get closer to him.
yeah, exactly. She doesn't know him like Sakura does,
No,
and she doesn't try to know him either.
no, she doesn't. So, and I mean, like, yeah, she's shown a bit more confidence with 573, where she's, saying that she's going to hold his hand and all that. But, like, I don't think she's really trying to pursue a romantic relationship. I think she's just wanting to be on equal standing with him. Instead of
Hmm.
always being stuck in the background, having to be protected by everyone else, she wants to stand up for herself and maybe help Naruto, like, do the same thing that he did for her.
Yeah,
She's wanting to
yeah.
return the favor. That's how I interpreted that. I didn't really interpret it as her trying to really pursue a romantic relationship, but
I mean, because I mean, she was if she were, she's pretty damn confident in what she wants. I mean, that's if that were the case, but
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, I just don't really see that. But anyway,
What's next?
next topic. What kind of Narasaku moments are you expecting in the future? What kind of predictions can we make up?
Let's see. One, I told you we get a flashback of her getting chakra from him, and he kind of has his hands on her back, and you know he's giving a little speech or something like that. That would be a nice
Yeah,
moment in my.
you were gonna make a drawing of that, weren't you?
I'm gonna make a signature for that. I'm gonna draw it out. I already actually started, so pretty excited to finish. But I mean, that would be a nice prediction for me. And
That would be a really nice moment. Like, I've thought about that too. Like, if she's in Kamui, my whole idea of this, if it's gonna happen, I picture it being like suddenly we go back to the Alliance and they're fighting Obito. Obito, hides whatever part of his body in that dimension, and he suddenly starts coughing up blood. And then
well, yeah, it continues from where it left off because didn't he already evaded the punch, didn't he?
he evaded Naruto's what was it? His
He
Rasen
evaded something.
Shuriken. But like I think
Yeah,
with
so his
that, the Rasen Shuriken's kind of like a blade going through him almost, where it's not like you have like this big solid part of him to punch. That's why I still think it's possible because people were saying, well, he sent the Rasen Shuriken and nothing happened. But I think it's just because that was like a little slice that went through him. It wasn't really like a physical like punch or anything where a lot of him is going to be in the dimension. But
oh,
I
I
don't know.
hear
I
you.
guess we'll see. But anyway, so my prediction is like that happens, and Obito starts coughing up blood and is wondering what the hell's going on. And then we have Naruto smirking and maybe thinking like,
Oh,
"That's my girl Sakura.
don't say that line. I knew you were gonna say.
That's my favorite. Come on now."
Wow, just took wow.
Okay, I know it's not really realistic. Whatever.
Yeah, I knew
A girl
you
can
said
dream. Anyway,
that's my soccer.
so if something like that happens, and then
I
getting a
I
flashback
see.
of her getting the chakra, and maybe it'd be Naruto walking up to her and holding his hand out or something. I don't know. But I think that's possible, the whole flashback of her getting the QB cloak from him. Um, I guess another possibility would be the Obi Rin parallel.
Uh,
Maybe.
That would require her dying, though.
Not necessarily. I don't know. I don't know if I really like that idea though, just because he's already
She'd be a damsel.
experienced. Well, yeah, there's that, but like think about how Naruto's already experienced that kind of
Death,
pain with
Neji.
Neji, yeah. And I mean, I would say it's more possible if he didn't have such a reaction to Neji's death. But he already like looked like he was gonna about to lose his mind when Neji died. So I just don't really see the point in having him come back from that moment and then putting him right back into it again. You know, it just
It'll
doesn't
be
really
a
make
lot
sense to
worse,
me.
though. It would be worse, though. His response would be worse. I'm pretty sure. It'd be pretty damn crazy.
Hmm.
But yeah, I mean, if she's fighting and she gets injured, I would tolerate that more than her, just randomly being near death or whatever, and we'll have to deal with him possibly going into that state of mind again.
Yeah.
Ugh.
See, I don't think she's going to be put into a near death situation or anything like that. Like, people are assuming she's going to die, and then because Obito has the Rinnegan, he can bring her back. But I just can't really see that because, for one, like we said, Naruto's already been put into that state of mind, and it would just seem repetitive to have him go back into it again. I know it's different because she's his love interest, not his friend, but still, he like just came back from that, so it'd feel just as forced as it did when we had that whole
Neji.
yeah, that whole Neji thing. Because, like, Naruto, you know, if he's going to act like that with Neji dying, you'd think he would have had a stronger reaction during the pain invasion, but he doesn't. So I just feel like it'd be really forced again if he was put into that same situation, not
Hmm.
long after just going through it and coming back from it. Number two, yeah, Obito has the Rinnegan, but Madara wants that jutsu used on himself. He does not want it used on Sakura or anyone else. So I just can't see him standing by and letting Obito waste his last chance at coming back to life officially.
But I mean, that could be fixed though. I mean, they could stall him.
Yeah, they could, but like you got to remember it's Madara we're talking about. The one that split Tsunade in half and pretty much just toyed around with
True.
all the Kages. So who would stall? You know, Naruto would be in this really distraught state of mind, likely, if Sakura were to die. Um, I don't think Kakashi would be strong enough to handle Madara on his own. Like, you have the alliance there, but so far it's felt like Madara has just been toying with everyone. Unless, of course, we get the first Hokage suddenly shows up. I guess it's
What about the
possible.
cages? The cages can show up too.
Yeah, the
I mean, that's
Kages.
possible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they could show up again, but like I mean, they already got their butts handed to them, and then they have to show up and explain why Tsunade's not there. So then that's even more grief on Naruto.
Oh yeah, it's looking less and less likely now. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking if we're gonna have a moment for Sakura, it's gonna come from finding out about Tsunade, and I think, well, I don't know, because I don't want her moment to come from a character's death. You know, I want it.
It could be like it could be like, I mean, she thinks about her a little bit and thinks about her the way, because they're similar when it comes to like their fighting style a little bit, so maybe she could, get that boost, not like boost, but okay, I'm gonna go all out now type of thing,
Hmm.
and pull out that jutsu, like a jutsu that she has but hasn't used yet. I don't know.
That would be really cool. See,
Yeah.
see, I don't know, 'cause like Tsunade used that one jutsu, I have no idea what it's called, but where she gets the lines.
That's what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
the
Yeah.
lines all over her body. And it almost feels like foreshadowing because she tells Madara the three rules of a medic nin, how they're not allowed to engage in battle and all that. But then she follows that up with the fourth rule, which is if you can handle this jutsu, you're allowed to break the other rules. So I feel like that was foreshadowing for Sakura, given that
Like,
she's
yeah, I feel
yeah.
like if she finds out, I mean, or finds out about her death and she goes to that, I think it would be legitimate.
Mhm. I
Yeah.
think so.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
Anyway, so yeah, there's a lot to I don't know, maybe hope for. None of this
Yeah.
is necessarily going to happen, but these are our expectations.
Yeah, we could always dream, I guess. We've been dreaming since the beginning, but these dreams have failed us. But
Yes, they have. Well, I just hope that whenever we get back to the Alliance, we'll at least find out where she is.
yeah,
I
I hope
miss Sakura.
I need panel time. Seriously, this is
Hmm.
not cutting it at all.
I can't
I've been
handle it's
I've
really
been
hard.
patient.
It's hard
Oh,
to not have panels of her even, you know?
it was. I mean, yeah, it was hard to not. It was hard seeing her just sitting there while Naruto was in that state of mind, and considering all the shit she's done in the past. That was forced. That was really forced, in my opinion.
Hmm.
And yeah, it just did not make any sense because given her track record, she's not the type to just sit there idly while in the vicinity of Naruto and just let someone else, take the reins.
No. That's why
It's
it
not
felt so forced, and I guess too because it's Hinata of all people that's doing it, and she's like supposed to be the shy, timid character, and suddenly she's playing this part that normally would go to Sakura.
exactly. Didn't feel right.
Well, that's why I'm hoping that Kishimoto gives Sakura a moment that's better than what Hinata got. That's more powerful than that moment because like Sakura's the heroine, and I think if anyone should be shining right now beside Naruto, it should be her.
Yeah, exactly. I hope. I mean, I really hope it does come to fruition. I'm really upset at this point with how things have been handled, but I mean, hopefully it turns around after it goes back to their story. But that seems like it's about it. I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, came out longer than what we anticipated.
It sure did. But I mean, there's a lot to talk about, so.
Yeah, and then this is our first video after years of not having. I mean, well, it's been over a year,
Hmm.
but yeah, we hadn't collaborated in quite a while. But yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, this was
Good,
fun. We got to do this more.
good times.
All right.
But yeah, this is Houston. Signing out with an accent. I'm just fuck it. I'm gonna go with my accent.
Alrighty,
Just
then this is
all right.
Slextrem, and I'm going to
Yeah,
copy your accent.
all right. Yeah, her accent is a little better than mine. No, I'm not gonna lie. Mine's so much better, honestly. But I'm just
I don't know about
yeah.
that. You sound like a stereotypical British person.
Wow. No, 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 no. That is not what you said before because sworn, I could have sworn that I fooled you. You thought I was half Britain, but yeah. Yeah. Way to steal Quinny's answer to that. Yeah.
Shout out to Queenie.
Yeah. Shout out to Quinster. We're gonna end this. It's nice making a video.
All right, we'll see you guys later.
All right. See you later. Bye.
Bye bye.